You know, I'm Challenger, I have no life, and I'm Asian, so I probably can get rank 1. Last time on Challenger to rank 1, see, it doesn't have a good ring to it, we were at 659 LP. But on the next game, we'll be playing Sona. And right here, we're just going for a little trade. But apparently Ashe didn't heal and Vel'Koz dies. So, free kill? Question mark. And later on, we do a little trade and I get kinda low. And then you can see Rengar is coming in. So I try and flash when he hops, but it was just too fast for me. And I couldn't exhaust in time while also getting caught by the Ebola. What I could have done maybe was spam click exhaust on the ground where I think he's coming. So when he leaps on me, his damage won't be too high. Anyways, I roam mid, because that's what every support does these days. And we get the nice little kill on Kama. But roaming is good even if you don't get a kill because you can do a ward in their jungle if you want. And you can also ward for the mid laner as well. Now coming back to the bot lane, Rengar is coming and I think I'm good. You know, hiding behind minions, but apparently his Ebola still hits me. So I'm pretty pissed, but whatever. But finally I catch his nuts sitting in a bush, and me and Volibear planning to do a little attack on him. And Volibear goes for the flash flip while I try and CC him with my R. Probably should have done it sooner since I took a lot of damage. And now I thought this Ashe would die fast, but I guess I should have exhausted her. I didn't think it was needed, and I was pretty greedy on holding on to my exhaust. But again, better safe than sorry. But in the end, all the lanes actually won, so the enemy decided they weren't going to try anymore, and we win the game, giving us 677 LP. But in the next game, I play Wukong. Probably not the best choice, but I want to try him out one more time. And I come back mid because I burned his flash earlier. So this is going to be a free kill, even if he had a ward, since I would just flash on him. And now I'm thinking about diving top lane, but then I see the Victor is coming up. So I'm like, hey, you know, let's collapse on him and kill him. But I guess the only reason he is coming up is because he knows that there's going to be a gank in the top lane soon. So I think the enemy knows I'm in the area. So the enemy actually has a lot of backup when we go onto this Victor. But we actually do kill him. And now I'm like, you know what, this team fight looks really bad. So I think I'm going to dip out of here. And we do trade 1 for 1, which is good since we're behind. But I don't think the Trundle can hold top. So they do get the top tower. So it definitely was not worth. And yeah, yet again, I get out jungled by the Graves, who is camping our top laner. Now there's a mechanical mistake right here. I flash an Aphromoo, which is probably not necessary, but I wanted to instantly kill him in case he had like flash or something. But if I held on to my flash, I could have maybe flashed over the wall and killed them all. But Victor does appear, so I probably wouldn't have gotten those kills anyways. Now our team is pretty wombo combo, so the only thing we have to do is get a nice setup to win the game and maybe some team fights. But to be honest, I pushed out on some initiations that I probably could have got in the mid game, and the enemy just kind of poked us and sieged us so much that they eventually got Baron and pushed their advantage on us and eventually won the game. But also Graves got more ganks than I ever did, so I got out jungled. This game brings us to 660 LP. In the next game we'll be playing some of that Hecarim, and I get an easy first blood. With this I should be able to push out my advantage. Also the enemy jungler does not have smite, hence why he's level 3 and I'm level 5, since he cannot buy a jungle item and get bonus experience. Now my bot lane was like, hey, help us, we need a gank. You know, me, myself, I wasn't feeling too hot about it, otherwise I would have done it, but yeah, if you look at the health bar of our teammates and the minions, it's not a really good gank to be honest. And well, you know what, I'm like, okay, this gank's over, so I back out, but I see Lucian's still fighting, so I'm like, okay, maybe we can win. So then I go back in, I'm like, oh, guess not. And I dodged the boomerang blade, but apparently, in the end, it didn't even matter, as he does flash onto me. And yep, listening to my teammates kind of got me killed and her killed, but I thought he knew what was up, so I tried the gank anyways. I can blame it on him because it was his call, but it's also my call as a jungler to actually see if the gank is doable. Now in this gank I'm doing that one trick where I try and knock back the enemy to my teammates, but oops, I misclick on a tower. And apparently misclicking on a tower actually got me killed. Oops, didn't see that coming. But now since I know he has no flash, I can just go in his lane and kill him. Now people are teleporting in, but we can probably fight this. But I think if Trundle didn't show himself, they would have actually still came. But I'm not 100% sure, because we would have definitely killed them 2v2 anyways. Now in the bot lane there's a lot of people, so I say, hey, let's try and get this tower. And there's a Sona coming, so I think it's a good idea to initiate on her since it seems like she's alone. But Victor does show up, and I think the enemy team is actually coming in, but at the time I didn't know, so I say, hey, let's try and kill this Victor before time runs out. And I just all in him because I do have Skirmisher's Saber, so my damage is quite high, and since I have Ghost on, I can definitely run away. Now they try and do a little catch onto the mid lane, but Janet does die for the cost of Victor's life, and now there's reinforcements coming, a Tahm Kench and a Lee Sin teleporting behind us. Now I'm trying to save Ryze by killing this Tahm Kench. I'm not really too scared of Lee Sin, but you know, eventually this Tahm Kench won't have a shield, and I kill him. Now you may be wondering, why did I turn around on the Sona? It's because Sivir is on the way. But I thought there was more people behind her, so, you know, maybe they might have had some CC, but I think if I just kept running up, I probably could have escaped, since it was just a Sivir. So yeah, I thought Sivir had more people behind her, but I was definitely wrong. Now a little team fight is happening in the top lane, and me and Ryze appear to save the day. Now I do see that Sneaky is getting really low, so I do engage on her, and I can definitely do so with Skirmisher's Saber, but Sona makes me really sad, as she gives Sivir all these heals and shields, and I think I'm gonna ban Sona from now on. But yeah, this game is not looking too hot. I mean, I can't believe Jungle Lee Sin with no smite has a better score than me, which you'll see later. This teamfight was definitely pretty fad, but kind of a last resort for me. And I think if I didn't do that one gank in the bot lane, it might have been a different game. Or of course not misclicking and charging into a tower. But yeah, that one kill on Sivir which got away, whoa, that actually pissed me off. Next up, we'll be playing Zac because actually our team needed a tank and Rek'Sai was banned, so I guess I had to play some sort of tank. And I guess it's going to be this champion. Now, this gank, honestly, it should not work. You can see LeBlanc W's in, but she should be able to teleport back before I hit her. So these ganks, in my mind, shouldn't be able to work. This flash right here was probably not needed as well. But you know, better safe than sorry. Now I'm trying to sneak up in the bot lane, but it seems like they're a little bit suspicious, so I'm gonna recall. But Cassiopeia says she's on the way, so I stay around to do a little dive, and it doesn't even matter if the enemy sees me right now. I'm just trying to get closer to them and follow up on Cassiopeia. And right here, I could have actually cancelled Lucian's call by flashing onto him earlier and using my ultimate, but I didn't want to knock him away and getting him into his tower so maybe he could get away. But it's funny, because if I did it earlier, Cassiopeia would have lived. But I think if there's one thing I have to work on, it's using Zac's E when the enemy sees me. I gotta think about what they'd do if they saw Zac charging up and think one step ahead of them. But yeah, after killing the LeBlanc, I'm kind of in a sticky situation, and it was just a small team fight that didn't really go well. We still have a lot of towers over the enemy, so we have a really nice lead still. Anyways, I die after a very long time, but you can see that this game is starting to turn into a stomp. Sona is starting to shine and show why she is OP. As you can see, this Cassiopeia is still alive, and yeah, she actually lives. I don't fucking know how, but she actually lives. And yeah, this game actually brings us to 660 LP. But on the next game, there's probably a lot of people that you know in this game. The gangplank in this game is actually a Darshan, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. But let's call him Darshan anyways. So Darshan is chasing Meteos at level 1 just because he wanted some gold for his bandit mastery, but this kinda leads into a bad situation where he gets first blooded. So my morale right now is pretty sad, but you know, when something like this happens, you still gotta play. And like, since he has his flash down, he's actually getting camped pretty hard. Like, he already has 4 deaths at 7 minutes. And my plan is to help mid and bot side. I feel like if I go top, maybe we'll just get 1v2'd or even, the worst scenario, 2v2'd. But like, randomly this happens, where he gets a kill on Olaf, and I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? But yeah, since I know Meteos is always in like the top side of his jungle, I'm actually trying to counter jungle him and get what I can. So whenever I see him in another area, I can go into the opposite side of him and clear his jungle. So yeah, my plan this game is to salvage top lane and just concentrate on bot lane or mid lane. So right here I just go for the Bard, easy pickup for me, and I feel like Malzahar has it, so I just do the Gromp. But apparently he needed my help since Jhin had a lot of summoners, so yeah, he dies, and I guess a slight miscalculation. Now I'm asking my top laner to see if I should help him, which I don't think is a good idea, but his feedback is, we just keep diving him. If I can counter it, then I should do it, but if I can't do anything about it, I should do stuff on the other side of the map. So I think my plan is going good so far. Now looking at the situation right here, where I engage on Zac doing my wraiths, if you saw this situation right here, what would you do if you were me? Well, since I am me, I'd puss out and ult out. I don't think I'm in a good position to fight them, but I didn't see Caitlyn behind me, so it actually could have gone better if I stayed in and ulted at the last second, you know, instead of the beginning. So I feel like if I knew that Caitlyn was there, I should have stayed in and baited the enemy a little bit more. But it did go good, but of course, the ultimate was probably not necessary. Now you guys are probably wondering why I have Swifty boots, and the thing is, if you look at the enemy's champions, they actually have a lot of slows. Zac Q, Bard Q, Anivia R, and Olaf Q. So that's why I bought Swifties, but also, it's because they had mixed damage, so I couldn't really buy a Ninja Tabby or Merc Treads. I mean, Merc Treads would be the most ideal, but in this case I wanted some cheap boots and some speed. Now apparently Alex Ich bought a proto belt to go over Anivia's walls. That sounds a little bit stupid, but it's pretty cool. Now we're gaining some momentum and coming back into this game. We feel like we can dive this Anivia because she's kind of alone, and I was trying to get her into an angle to push her back into my team, but apparently she still has flash, and Merc Treads would be really useful right now. But yeah, it looks like I have to suicide to get Bjergsen dead. So yeah, I should have chained the CC and used my R behind Anivia and knocked her back into my team so we could get a nice pick. But yeah, I die for that, which kind of sucks, but it's a learning experience. Now me personally, I would never go for this Olaf because I feel like he's really strong, but he's actually not as tanky as I thought. And I can actually do some damage, but this is something I fear was a Zac coming in for a 2v2. Luckily, we have our support coming in to give us support. So at the moment, I can't really reach Olaf, so I just go on the Zac. I have Pop Ghost, so my chasing ability is really good. And right here, I'm trying to get a nice angle so I can knock him back away from the tower, but he actually should have flashed earlier. I feel like he would have gotten away, and we do get a kill on him. So yeah, slowly getting back into this game. And we scale really good since we have a Malzahar, Gangplank, Zona, and Caitlyn, but Hecarim sucks in the late game. Now we're trying to take this tower, and we think we're baiting the Olaf into something stupid, but the enemy team is actually crawling to us, and I see that, so I'm trying to make my good old escape. But I am cut off by a Bard, and I'm thinking, how the fuck do I get out of here? So I just ult in this portal. Unfortunately, there's a wall, and I die soon after.
I just really remember it. Oh, dude. Holy shit.
Who the fuck do you think you are? Cancer Dragon?
I respect him going for it.
No, that's pretty good.
Anyways, Olaf was too deep in the jungle, so we chased him off, and now we're just trying to get Malzahar his blue. But then we see a portal, and we're like, uh-oh. But I'm like, what? So Bard comes in first, and I see an opportunity to maybe smash him. Now I'm thinking of killing Olaf, because he has no ulti anymore. So I pop my ghost and try to chase him, but he is just too fast for my ass. And I do get CC'd by the Jhin. So I give up right there and then. And now we're pushing up, but Meteos comes in for an engage. I say, hey, I got a peel right now. But it seems like the enemy's all low, and I'm like, ooh, I can do something. But then they got a lot of damage, so I gotta retreat. And I'm thinking, hey, I'm a bit low to do anything right now. Can I go back? And well, I guess I get my answer. I should have gone back. Anyways, team has some fun in the top lane. We eventually do get the top lane tower with some kills, and now we feel like we have some pressure, we have a little bit of momentum. We decide to try and get some Baron control, but apparently there was an Olaf in this bush and goes super ham on her Sona, but Sona can't really escape, so she dies, and I see my team is here to back me up, so I just go in. Maybe we can get a kill or two, but I am stuck in this fucking wall and I can't get out. It looked like I was getting out, but apparently I was just stuck. Thank you, Hecarim, for having a big ass hitbox. But yeah, they got 3 kills, we give up the Baron, and now I'm a little caught out, so I'm trying to do an escape. And now Alfremus says we can defend this tower. So I trust him. Me personally, I would ditch, but I guess Caitlyn traps plus Gangplank and Sona heals would be really good for us. Now Zac comes in, it looks like he kind of did a suicide initiation, which he did as we do get his blobs, but now we have to peel this Olaf who's going really ham onto our Caitlyn. But it does suck, we couldn't save her, so it feels kind of bad, man. And we trade 2 for 1 so far. It's not looking too hot. And then shit, Alex Ich gets caught out. And then I die from a Jhin trap, which I kind of saw last second, so we get aced, kind of. And they do get an inhibitor off that. Later on they siege mid, but they try and engage on Alex Ich, but fortunately a lot of teammates were there, and we get a pick onto the Bard. Then I see that Jhin is all alone and he's kind of low, so I know I can do a lot of damage to him. And we do get a kill on him, so now we have some pressure on the map, and we got some breathing room. Now I see Anivia is pushing mid alone, so I think I can catch her. The enemy team is all in the top lane, so, you know, I got a good feeling about this. And then I see Zac come in, so I back away. But Darshan thinks otherwise and feels he can get a kill. In a sense, he actually could have and almost did. Like, super almost. But was about 18 hit point off. Feels kinda bad, man. And I just get knocked away from the Zac, so that kinda sucks. Luckily, he does no damage, and I do no damage to him, so nothing really happens. Oh wait, I lied. I get CC'd by Jhin, and now I'm trying to run away, but Zac does flash on me. So breathing room gone, our AD carry and support died, and they do get 3 inhibitors off that. But the enemy team is really low. So I'm just like, oh my god, you know what? We gotta fight here. This is like our only chance. So I pop some molly, try and chase him as fast as I can, and a slight mechanical mistake here. I didn't think I'd kill this Jhin straight up, but now I can't skirmish the Nivea or Zac cause I already skirmished Jhin. It's also not too bad because if he had heal, he may have lived, but I still had my ultimate for him if he did want to flash. And then here we're just cleaning up their squishies, and now we have Bard dead, Jhin dead, and Anivia dead. So are we gonna do Baron? The answer is yes, no Jeopardy music needed. We need this Baron, otherwise we lose. So we need some reinforcements. I remember what happened before when someone didn't come, so we need 4 people at least while having 1 person defend the base. Now Olaf does come to us and we just try and turn on him. I'm trying to kite away so the Baron hits them instead of me, And now I'm just trying to focus these blobs as fast as I can. I'm not going to use my smite on his blobs because I feel like we have enough damage, so no smite needed for the Baron. And now we start to do Baron again from full hit point. And now the enemy is trying to delay it as much as possible because they know super minions are pushing into our base. So we're trying to finish it as soon as possible and then try and get the fuck out of there. But we do get a pick onto the Olaf, so that's nice. And I gotta focus this Baron. And now I'm thinking of killing this Bard, but of course our base is being destroyed, so I gotta back away. But some dickhead uses his W and I get caught out. And I gotta play a little mini game. Unfortunately, I lose the mini game. And now our base is being like destroyed by minions, so my team needs to fend this off. An enemy team is trying to end it, but COG don't give a shit and just all in these guys and kill them. Well, only Jin, but still, that's a lot. But then I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, not one of the fucking these games, you know, where you just gotta fucking turn on until someone fucks up and it goes to like 50. Oh, these are those fucking intense adrenaline rush games where you don't want to play and if you lose, you just feel like shit. And yeah, that's just going to be one of these games. So as a team, you got to play perfectly. One mistake loses us the game. And yeah, I know that. So I'm like, oh, I can't deal with this shit right now. Like, I think I've been streaming for like 10 hours at this point. So I'm just going to get more exhausted after this. But I'm thinking of taking the Elder Dragon. But my team tells me don't do it because they have no dragons. So it's worthless to them. And here comes a Bardock that lands on me and Caitlyn, which Zac lands a nice E onto us, and Caitlyn insta-dies. But it kind of looks like we're winning this team fight, so I just rush into their back line, and all of the enemies are so low, and I'm just like, oh, they're getting away with these little health bars, but I can't really do anything about it. Alright, so at this point we have a really strong late game, and all we have to do is protect our base, like I said earlier. And Sona, late game right now, is super strong, so we actually win every team fight easily. We just have to not get picked off. And we also have to wait until the inhibitors are up, so that's why we are turtling so hard. And once enemy kind of comes around us and, you know, forces us to engage or is not in position to backdoor our base, we can definitely go for a push. So we get their middle inhibitor after that, but they force the Baron because Gangplank and Sona are in the bot lane chasing Olaf. So I don't want to fully engage on them. I kind of want to just distract them and wait until the Baron gets low. So yeah, just trying to force them off Baron, waiting until Gangplank and Sona get here, as it is a 4v3, so we're kind of not in a good situation. Then we decide to do the Baron because we have zoned them, although I'm a bit scared since I don't know where they are, and Meteos might come in for a smite steal, but we have cleared the Baron pit, so it's unlikely he might come, and we get the Baron for free. And then our team says, you know what, no one has to be, Olaf is dead, we can go for a victory push. I definitely want to go on Nivea because she is pretty easy to dive, but she does flash away, so we try and go on Meteos, but he is bouncing away, but we get a nice catch onto Bjergsen. And honestly, I don't care if this tower is shitting on me, I have a Guardian Angel, and if we get all these kills right here, we will win the game. I do last for a long time thanks to my W, but finally my GA pops, and I know that since we got the Nivea and Jin, the two carries, we have basically won the game. Malzahar does die, but we also do get the Olaf eventually, and yeah, we win one of those games that I fucking hate because they're so stressful, honestly. And yeah, we get 679 LP, which brings us to rank 59. But on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, well, actually I don't have the footage yet, as I was on vacation, so let's see what happens to my skill when I go on vacation for a few days in the next episode of Dragon Balls in My Mouth. Now if you guys did like this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you didn't, make sure to subscribe. Anyways, I am Panstar Dragon, and I'll see you guys next time.